Hi everyone, I'm creating a brief video to go over the Creog video project in order to study for the Creog exam. So the goals of this short video are to discuss the Creog plan of action, so what we're going to be doing for block 5 for morning education time. I'm going to talk or introduce the Creog video project and go over actually how to make a recording like the one you're listening to, and then review some Creog review resources. So by popular demand, we love our study time. I'm with you. So we'll be using block 5 for 75% self-study and about 25% virtual or in-person education sessions. There's lots of different ways to self-study, and I want you to do you, but I also want to make sure there's a diversity of resources and we're staying engaged and we're still kind of helping each other study. And so with that, we came up with this idea of doing the Creog video project. So what the goal will be is each resident will create a short high-yield video on a short video on a high-yield Creog topic for others to watch and listen on their own time. The videos will be about 10 minutes in length, and the goal is to use that half hour of morning education time, or whenever you decide to watch it, or if you decide to watch it, to watch the 10-minute video and then consider doing true learn questions afterwards to kind of help solidify your knowledge and what you learned. And attendings will also be submitting and creating videos, and the goal is to kind of create this library of high yield topics. So next steps, just in terms of logistics, there's a list of preferred or high yield topics, and what I'll have you guys do is sign up by 11/26. The link was in the comments in this presentation and also in the email. If you don't select a topic by the 28th, November 28th, we'll sign you up for a topic, and then the goal is to submit your video by 12/20. So there's about a month or 30 days or so before the Creog exam to view all the videos. If you think there's a high yield topic missing that you'd like to present, please feel free to add it in. Okay, actually creating the video. So the goal of this is not to explain every single thing related to these topics in 10 minutes. The goal is to kind of focus on what the Creog exam wants to differentiate. So if we're not sure where to start, I think the best thing to do is to find a prologue or a true learn question related to that topic and just totally pick it apart. You can literally put the question on the PowerPoint and just kind of go through why A is wrong, why B is wrong, why C is right, etc. 10 minutes is also very short, so just keep that in mind. I really don't want these videos being any longer than like 10 or 12 minutes. Additionally, if for every video that you submit, it'll count towards your education tally. So we're going to have everyone submit one video, so it'll be like your one tally for block 5. But if you decide that you're really into this and want to submit more videos, that'll go towards your overall tally, which will mean less education sessions for you in the spring, depending on how many you've done in the fall, etc. Okay, so you would basically put on whatever slides you want, any relevant teaching information, but actually how to use the recording function. Under the PowerPoint, if you see here it says slideshow, you basically click record slideshow. The other thing you can consider doing is saying always use subtitles and do it in English. That way, if you're speaking quickly or someone needs to pause, it can help just make your words more clear and what you're teaching more clear. So now I want to take a moment to review the resources that we have thus far for Creog. So the first, of course, as you guys know, is TrueLearn. One of the pros of that is there are these great kind of shorter questions. You can do timed tests. One of the cons is that sometimes people say the questions are a little bit different than what they see on the Creog. So usually there's more of a clinical spin on the Creog or a vignette, and there's less of an emphasis on random kind of prevalence and stats questions. We'll also be re-releasing all the quizzes that were made this year so that you can access those as well. Prologue, a pro is that it's super thorough and great explanations, and the questions are more reflective of kind of true Creog questions. The con is that it's very long, and it's not in a great format that's easy for quick questions. It's more like I have to sit down and study versus kind of TrueLearn, you can bang out a question or two, if you have a free minute. So this is another resource that's going to be released. The goal is for December 1st by myself and Steph Wang. We're basically created this Anki deck for everybody. Again, this is totally optional. You do not need to use this if you do not want to, but it's going to include a ton of cards about anatomy. It's going to have true learn questions, practice bulletins, and prologues. For those who used Anki in medical school, this might be something that brings back anxiety, but if it's something that you love and want to use, go for it. For those of you who did not use Anki, it's basically a flashcard deck that remembers, you say basically how well you feel with this card, and then it'll come back in a certain amount of time based on that. So for example, if you feel really confident in this, it might not come back for a month. If you feel like you want to review it, it'll come back in 10 minutes. And I'll just make a plug for filling out our survey as well, which will be for people who use the Anki deck and also don't use the Anki deck, that we're basically going to do a survey that looks at study habits for Creog exams. And then, of course, this video project that I'm talking about right now is also going to be a resource for you guys. And there's also more resources listed under the Creog folder on the drive that I will also link in the email. As always, please reach out with questions, concerns, comments. You can reach out to me directly. You can also reach out anonymously via this link. And thank you so much.